Hey there, welcome back to Fiverr Talks. Today we're talking about Fiverr's extra fast turnaround option. Is that something you should be using? Could you make more money just by offering this simple gig extra? Well, we're going to talk about all that and more right here in today's video. That's right, we're back here on Fiverr Talks, and today we're talking extra fast delivery. Is that something you should be offering? I believe for most of you the answer is yes, and in fact I think that for most of you this is the key to earning more revenue without a whole lot of extra work. It's just work sometimes at awkward times during the day or during the week, or sometimes putting certain projects ahead of regular projects and work and learning to balance all of those things. Something I think you can do and should consider if you're not using it already to earn extra income, because there are a lot of buyers on Fiverr that come to the platform because they need something now. They're in a pinch. They tried to do it themselves, or they had somebody internally that was doing it. It's not working out. Now they need something quick. They have a day, they have 2 days, they have sometimes hours to get this out. And the person that can deliver for them, respond quickly and deliver for them, should be paid a premium for that work. And that's what extra fast delivery is. But I'll be the first to say that not every service can or should be offered with extra fast delivery. Some services lend themselves to this kind of delivery and possibility because it may only take you a few minutes, maybe a few hours, or maybe a day, 1 day of work to complete something that you could deliver in a day or two. Yet others take several days to get done, take a lot of back and forth with the client, need a lot of feedback and a lot of care, and those aren't well suited for extra fast delivery. So know that up front, that you really need to dig in and ask yourself, do I offer a service that could be done on an extra fast timeline? Do I want to do work on an extra fast timeline? In fact, that's on my list of questions of things to consider before you really look at the possibility of using this gig extra. Ask yourself, do I have a service that can be delivered quickly without compromising quality? If the answer is yes, and all you have to do is bump somebody to the beginning of the line, then you're a great candidate. If the answer is no, don't push it just to try to make extra money by doing something fast, because you could ruin both your reputation and somebody's day by promising something on a fast timeline that you just can't deliver. Not everyone can or should offer expedited delivery, so just realize that. The second question you have to ask yourself if you're considering extra fast delivery is, do you want to be on call during the evenings or weekends? Essentially, you're putting yourself on call if you're giving someone an ultra short timeline. My suggestion would be never offer anything with a shorter timeline than 24 hours. If you do, you've got a little bit of crazy behind your eyes. If you say, I'll do this in 4 hours, I mean, that's 24 hours a day, right? People are from all over the world, no matter where you are. Someone orders in the middle of the night and you're guaranteeing 4-hour delivery. You won't be able to do that, because I hope you sleep for longer than 4 hours. So I would recommend never offering less than a 1-day delivery option, and only do that if you have a gig that you can complete in a matter of minutes, like maybe less than a half an hour. For instance, I offer voiceover services with a 24-hour turnaround option for scripts up to 500 words. You know, it doesn't take me more than an hour to do a voiceover of 500 words or less and process that audio and get it back. So that's something that I feel fairly confident if someone ordered in the middle of the night, I've got all day to complete it. And on the times that I don't want to be on call during a weekend, maybe a holiday, I simply turn that option off. So just ask yourself, do I want to make myself available for a little extra money on evenings and weekends and awkward times? Do I want to put myself in that position? Because essentially that's what you're promising to do if you make this gig extra available. So think about it before you offer it. And ask yourself, can you handle extra fast delivery if things get busy? If you get busy, should you turn it off? I think that's something you should also consider, that there's special times when you might need to turn this option off and realize there are going to be some disappointed customers that might come to order that option from you that have done so before that simply won't be able to get through. You have to be okay with that, and you have to live with that if you're going to offer it to begin with. So make sure that you ask yourself these hard questions before just jumping in and saying, I could earn extra money by doing something quicker, or, I could put other people aside and do this one first and make a little extra money. Make sure you're asking those hard questions before you jump in, because failing to come through for somebody could develop a reputation, get you a bad review, and lead to someone saying they can't deliver in 1 day. They can't deliver in the promised 3 days. Don't order extra fast delivery. Whatever it is, make sure you're up for the challenge before you do it. if you find that you are up for the challenge, I would say that expedited delivery is one of the best kept secrets for how to earn extra money on Fiverr, and also how to offer something a little extra to people without giving something away. And what I mean by that is we often talk about knowing your value, knowing your worth, setting your rates at a nice spot and not compromising. Don't offer discounts all the time. You could use expedited delivery as a way to offer someone an upgrade that doesn't really cost you anything. And in fact, it's a great thing to use as an included part of your service when you're getting started. So a great way to differentiate yourself in the search results is by maybe cranking your turnaround time down so it's faster. If you don't have a lot of gigs, if you're just getting started, you might be asking yourself, how do I generate, some sales, some traffic? Well, if everybody takes 7 days to deliver, but you can do it in 3, or you can do it in 2, if everybody takes 3 or 4 days to deliver, but you promise 1 day without an extra fee, it could be a great incentive for somebody to give you a try when they're on a short timeline and they don't want to spend the extra money. So there's the side that could make you extra money once you're established, and then the other side that you might be able to use it as an incentive to get people to buy from you when you're either new or when you're dealing with somebody that needs a little bit of an incentive to go ahead and make that purchase, but you don't want to give away any of your standard rate or compromise on what your stated rates are. Expedited delivery is a good tool to use in both of those situations to not just make you more money, but get more sales and more opportunity when you need to generate those things quickly. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it to offer something on an accelerated timeline? Can I deliver? And if the answer is yes to both of those things in your category, then this may just be the one thing that you are able to use to either kickstart, jumpstart, get your career on Fiverr going, or take your sales revenue and increase it by 25 or 30%. So play around with it, because there's no set percentage or standard. I've thought about that when I was coming up with my tips in how I format my gig extras for extra fast delivery, and is there a percentage that it should cost based on the gig price? But it's something that you have to ask yourself, is it worth it to me to be working on a Saturday or maybe a Sunday for this much extra money? If you typically offer a $50 service and you want to offer 1 day delivery for an extra $5, I would say that's probably not worth your time to do the extra work on a holiday or a weekend or an evening, or, sacrificing something. Just so my $50 service has a 1 day delivery option that comes with a $50 gig extra. So it literally doubles the price of my base offering to do it in 24 hours instead of the normal 3 or 4 days, because that's how much I need to reach in order for it to be worth it to me. It's just not worth it to me if it's an extra $5 or $10. Now, granted, I'm in a different spot than most of you. You have to make that decision for yourself. How much is it worth to me to do this quickly, or to put something else aside to make sure I can get this done? And is it worth it to me in the end? Is it worth it to rush around and do those things? When running a business on Fiverr, there's a lot of compromises you need to make, and you need to make sure that when you are making a concession or a compromise, that you're okay with it, and that you put parameters and rules around it, that I'm going to offer it, but not during holidays, or not during vacations, or whatever it is. I'm going to offer it throughout the week, but not on the weekends. Whatever it is, don't be afraid to turn that gig extra on and off, to where extra fast delivery is on sometimes, off sometimes. Feel free to play with that, and make sure that you're using this as a tool, turnaround time as a tool to get in there and generate not just more revenue, but more energy, more momentum, and more traffic for your gigs. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the amount of time we take to do a piece of work is something that's factored into every buyer's decision. And you should be using that as a tool to figure out where you fit in the ecosystem and how your customers respond when your turnaround times are at certain points. So make sure you come back next week, because we're going to talk about, kind of in a sister video, we're going to talk about why I think you should never deliver early that you should set an expectation for delivery time and always deliver within that bubble of expectation. So come back next week, we'll talk about that, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up because that really helps the channel. If you're new here and you like this content, if you're a Fiverr seller looking to take your game to the next level, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified every single time that we put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you'd like to get access to those exclusive Friday videos, join me at patreon.com/DJYoung for exclusive videos, tips, and Q&A videos every single month. There's a backlog of hours of exclusive content that you've never seen here on YouTube. You can only get on Patreon. You can sign up, join, and gain access to all of that today. So until next time, my name is Joel Young, and keep doing, because the future favors the doers.